Okay, description of parties, all of this will be filled out, the seller's name, their address, their phone, Atlas Equity Partners, our mailing address, our phone. Okay, description of the property, the street mailing address, the parcel number, and a full legal description. You do not need to provide those to us. We can pull all those offline, or we can just call the county. Purchase price. This is a line that we will fill in based on a very low estimate of what we think we can get the property for. Okay, if you tell us, hey, I think I can do a BPO for $100,000, we're probably going to put about $60,000 on this line. We understand that that's not going to get approved, believe me. Okay, what it does is that's our offer right now. It's going to get the bank rolling on their end. They're going to want to order their BPO. They're going to want to get rolling on this deal. We understand, again, that we are not going to get the property for this price. One time out of 1,000, yes, this price will go through. But no, we are going to do a very low estimate. Please let the client know it's not meant to make them mad or offend them. Okay, we had a gentleman, he built his home by hand. Him and his brothers put up this beautiful home. They came on a hard time. It's in foreclosure. We did the short sale. You know, in this number here kind of offended him a little bit, and we had to explain to him why it was so low, and he understood, but we don't want to offend anybody with a low offer. So, okay. Here, this will always be X'd as a cash transaction. Okay. We buy properties with cash. We do not do financing. Okay. So this is a good point you can show to the client and say, hey, it's a cash transaction. Once we get short sale approval, we won't have to wait around for a closing. Okay. Okay, representations and warranties. We are not making any representations. The property is being sold as is. The seller stating that they have good marketable fee simple title. Okay. F, very important. The seller does or does not have sole and exclusive possession of the property and will or will not be able to deliver possession of the property free of all leases on the closing date. Okay. This will be blank. They must put an X in what applies here. Okay. If they do not have sole and exclusive possession of the property, we need to know right away who else is on title with them. Okay. If it's, you know, an estranged husband who hasn't been seen for 20 years and nobody knows how to get a hold of him, we're not going to take this case. That is just too much of a headache. Okay, and even if we can track him down, he's probably not going to be interested in helping us out. Okay, very, very important. G is extremely important. Okay, the seller understands that this transaction is a short sale and is contingent upon acceptance of short pay offers satisfactory to the buyer by some or all of the current lien holders, and that the seller will receive 0 funds at closing. Absolutely no funds. Okay? There is a couple things in the works right now where Obama is talking about trying to get these clients about $1,500 to go through with a short sale. It is not in effect yet. If it does, great, but they will not receive a dime from us. Okay? Again, talks in here, seller understands that the seller may cancel this option without penalty by providing a cancellation. Okay. J, seller grants buyer the additional following rights. What's going to be in there? We're going to reiterate the fact that they're granting us exclusive right to buy and market and line up an end buyer for this property during the course of this contract. We just want to reiterate that fact again. Clear title, again, seller should convey a clear title. Number 9, closing. We have some preferences on title companies. We are not bound to them. If it's a title company that the client prefers or our real estate agents prefer, that's absolutely fine as long as they understand the transaction and they don't have a problem coming to my office for our closing. These days there's mobile notaries everywhere. You can be in Alaska and close a deal in Florida. So not too much of an issue as long as they can handle the transaction and they understand what's going on. C and D will both say any applicable fees. Okay, you can go back and read through that. back up here for a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was something. Let's see here. We'll keep going. Again, you can see how much is in these contracts. We do like to disclose absolutely everything. Risk of loss. We are held harmless from anything that happens as a result of us not being able to complete the transaction. But I'll tell you right now, if we can't get it done and make a profit, as we've told you before, we will step out of the equation and just let the homeowner sell directly to an end buyer. We've done it many, many times. We will continue to do so. Our number one concern is that this client walks away free and clear from the property with no deficiency judgments, no promissory notes, etc. And if we have to make less money or no money in the process, then so be it. Okay? We're not going to do all this work and then just step away at the end. Or, I'm sorry, we're not going to do all this work and just leave them hanging at the end. We will step out of the transaction. Governing law, this will always say the laws of the state of Ohio and the county of Summit. That is where our home office is located. Okay. Here, the client will sign, print their name and date. And the other client will sign here, print their name and date. And obviously we will do the same thing under the buyer line. Okay, homeowner's right to cancel. Again, this is going to be something that you complete to be compliant in your area. Okay, whether it's 3 days, 5 days, 10 days. To cancel, sign this form and return it to the purchaser by 5 p.m. on whatever date. And then you'll just put it in our mailing address, which is P.O. Box 26035, Akron, Ohio 44319. Sellers will sign here, print here, and date. This is another good tool that we have that helps our clients feel a little bit more comfortable. Yes, we're going to give them 3, 5, 7, 10 days, however long to cancel the contract at first. But let's say 3 months into the deal, this client has a windfall. They get $75,000 from, I don't know, an estate, or they win the lottery, whatever it might be. And they say, you know what, I want to keep my home. I want to, pay the mortgage off or pay it current, and I want to keep this property. Okay, that's fine. We don't want to complete a transaction for a client that doesn't want us to. Okay, we are not snakes. We're not sharks like that. If the client wants to keep the property, even if it's 3, 4 months into the deal, all they have to do is fill out this form, the Notice of Release of Option Contract for Sale and Purchase. Okay, they need to complete it in full, have a witness sign it, and them sign it in front of a notary. Okay, all they have to do is go file this, and this will terminate our notice of the option contract. So it's their insurance that they can fire us at any time. Okay, or kill the deal at any time. They're technically not hiring us in the first place. Okay, very important document here, the qualified written request. Okay, I'm not sure how familiar you are with the RESPA Act. Okay, you'll see here it says attention loss mitigation or customer service. This is a qualified written request under Section 6 of RESPA, which is Real Estate Settlement Procedures Act. What this form does, okay, according to HUD, which governs lenders, okay, this document makes the lender